Hi there, and welcome back to the HQ. Today, we are going to be reacting to Defunctland, the failure of Disney's Chuck E. Cheese ripoff, Club Disney. So, I love Chuck E. Cheese. I've been to Chuck E. Cheese so many times as a kid, and I went there, I went there all the time. Like, we had like so many fun little arcade games and rides and shit there, like a big old like inner tube like play place. There was like a big Mario Kart arcade cabinet there. Like, I think we had, like, at one point there might have even been a Sonic the Fighters arcade cabinet there. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think there might have been. There was a lot of stuff there at Chuck E. Cheese, and also the Rat's Pizza was also quite good. You know, despite popular belief, it was some pretty, like, okay pizza. Not too bad, but not like fantastic either. It wasn't like phenomenal pizza, but it was good. But yeah, Chuck E. Cheese is good. I've never heard of Club Disney, ever. I've not once ever heard of it in my life. So this is going to be a learning experience. So let's see, obviously, just how bad Disney was at at doing this. And, you know, considering the fact that it's the era of Disney where they're just ripping off everything and everyone, take a solid guess at who the president of Disney was at the time. And if you say Michael Eisner, you're probably gonna be right. So let's jump right into this.
The year was 1996, and the Walt Disney Company was in a very peculiar place. Walt Disney Studios was riding high, as they were in the middle of the Disney Renaissance. A return to form had yielded a plethora of box office success.
Yeah, like a whole line of amazing movies.
Jeffrey Katzenberg, the president of Walt Disney Studios, was forced to resign by CEO Michael Eisner in 1994. This was because Katzenberg had demanded that Eisner appoint him to president after the death of Frank Wells had left the position vacant. Many prominent Disney shareholders and board members did not want Katzenberg as the president of the company.
Why not?
And Eisner, who saw Katzenberg as hungry for power and acclaim, did not feel comfortable promoting him. After he left, Katzenberg would form rival animation studio DreamWorks SKG and would sue Disney for promised royalties that he had never received. The lawsuit would be settled a year later in 1997.
So you fire the guy. You fire a guy who is clearly that talented at his job, and he has such reach in the industry. He goes on and just starts what has become basically the other animation studio that everybody knows, because it's either Disney or DreamWorks. Nobody even thinks of Pixar anymore, because Pixar is just a part of Disney now. But so it's Disney and DreamWorks. And I guess Illumination now, but all they do is Minions and Mario these days. That's all they do. But yeah, like, how do you muck it up that bad?
With reports saying that Disney paid Katzenberg almost $270 million. In 1995, Eisner had appointed Michael Ovitz, the founder of the world-renowned creative arts agency, to the position of president. For a variety of reasons, this did not work out.
Of course, it never works out for Michael Eisner.
Later in 1996. Ovitz would walk away with a severance package of nearly $140 million.
Jesus Christ. They're just bleeding money.
Stock options of nearly $600 million.
Jesus.
Money was flying all over the place at the Walt Disney Company.
Holy
but none
hell.
of it was going to the company's other major division. Disney Parks had gone on a roller coaster of its own during the preceding 5 years, and Eisner's proclaimed Disney decade was not going as planned. Many ambitious and creative projects were scrapped by the mid-90s.
Yeah, that tracks for Eisner era
and then
Disney.
Canceled. Disneyland's elaborate Tomorrowland renovation, Tomorrowland 2055, was announced and then canceled. Disneyland's second gate, Port Disney, was announced and then canceled. Disneyland's other second gate, Westcott, was announced and then canceled.
I'm seeing a trend here. I'm seeing a trend here.
Were announced and then canceled. A bunch of Indiana Jones attractions, a bunch of Muppets attractions, and a bunch of Toontown attractions all were announced and then canceled because of one bad egg. Euro Disney. The resort just outside of Paris, France had gone way over budget and failed spectacularly, causing a domino effect throughout the company.
How do you create the European Disneyland and how do you let that flop? Like, you open Disneyland in Europe. One of the reasons so many people from like England like act as tourists in the United States, you open one up on their continent, and how do you fail at that? Like, I get it. This was the 90s, like this was the 80s and 90s, so it's not like as prominent as it is today. Like you don't have to deal with like the prominence of like Disney adults like you would now. But like, how do you mess this up?
Euro Disney was not the sole reason that all of these projects were canceled. For some, there were many other causes, but the failure was always part of the decision, and more often than not,
I guess the French just didn't like Disney.
Or personal hesitation, Eisner slammed the brakes on the Disney decade, but he still felt pressure to capitalize on the strong brand that the studios had created. Plus, the United States was experiencing an economic boom during this time, allowing families more leisure spending. All signs were pointing Eisner to an expansion of the parks, but Euro Disney, Disney's America, and the other failures were still on his mind. This led him to what seemed to be a brilliant compromise. In 1996, Eisner created a new subsidiary of the Walt Disney Company named Disney Regional Entertainment. This division would plan and execute Disney entertainment venues throughout the United States.
I mean, that seems like a bit of a slam dunk. Like again, like this is Disney, one of the most profitable, richest companies on the planet, and they are pumping out banger after banger after banger when it comes to animated movies in theaters. I'm talking like Aladdin, The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, just like this, like shot after shot of putting out like putting out all of these movies. So Disney is a household name at this point. This is the 90s going into the 2000s. It's like leading up into like what is it? 15 years after this, Disney would buy both LucasArts and Marvel. Like 15, 20 years after this, Disney would own both of them essentially. But like, how do you mess up this bad?
With this, the company would be able to profit off of its successful properties in an interactive setting similar to the company's parks in Anaheim and Orlando. However, what Eisner was planning was no Disneyland. He had something much cheaper in mind, and something
much cheaper,
much more 90s.
Of course. Much cheaper and much more 90s. Go figure.
In the early 90s, things were going good. Disney was making money, as every company should. Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast.
What is this fucking Full House ass intro?
They tried to expand, but Euro Disneyland.
What is this? What is this? This Full House ass intro? Holy hell!
Out of luck, but Eisner had an idea to pick the company back up. Moving to the malls, ruin the brand, cancel all your plans. It's Defunctland.
This is a banger. Holy hell!
Close some more rides. It's Defunctland.
Holy shit, Defunctland!
Filmed in front of a live studio audience.
God damn, you go hard.
The 1990s, the Wild West of themed entertainment. Apart from the recent
I
developments
loved
of the theme park
that.
industry, local entertainment was booming throughout the United States. Shopping centers that had existed for decades were being transformed into miniature amusement parks, with niche stores and small attractions taking over. Themed restaurant chains were sprouting up all over the country, with the usual suspects being Rainforest Cafe, the Hard Rock Cafe, and Planet Hollywood.
God, I can't remember. I can't remember if the mall in my hometown had a Rainforest Cafe, or if I'm having like fake memories from that scene of just like for some reason conflating my home mall with that one scene from Paul Blart Mall Cop. I honest to God cannot even begin to rationalize my thought process on this, but I could have sworn that there was some kind of themed cafe around forests in one of the malls near my hometown. We had like three different malls around the area, and I could have sworn one of them had something like that. Oh my God.
The most unexpected of the new developments might have been the rise in indoor children's play places. These were a mix of tubes, slides, ball pits, nets, stairs with steps taller than your body, socks with holes in them,
Oh yeah.
vomit, disinfectant, disinfectant, those net bridges that your feet would get stuck in, a kind of terrifying helicopter thing where the mean kids would jump up and down and it would shake a lot.
Yeah.
The open slides with only like one
this is
hill,
nostalgic.
which is just a waste. I mean,
This
I climbed all
is-
the way up there. I'm gonna take the tube slide. And rug
Oh
burns.
God.
So many rug burns.
This is so nostalgic, dog. I remember all of these. Dog.
McDonald's opened its first indoor play place of this kind in 1987. This allowed parents to dine while their children played, and the concept was met with glowing reviews. McDonald's would continue to add play places to their restaurants, and others would quickly take note and expand upon the idea.
Running swing here? I don't think so.
God.
Slide here? I don't think so. Then where?
Oh God, Discovery Zone. Oh my God.
DC is made just for me. Place where I can really cut loose.
Like, I actually have vague memories of a Discovery Zone in my area before it got closed down.
Discovery Zone opened its first location in Kansas City, Missouri in 1989. The facility featured an elaborate play place, a ball pit, a rock wall, an arcade, a maze, and a variety of other activities for children.
Yeah, these kind of places definitely have like some serious liminal vibes for me. It might just also be because of like the horror element, like the pseudo horror elements of the Amazing Digital Circus, using all of this stuff as like parts of their aesthetic. But that just might be me. I don't know.
A popular venue for birthday parties and group day trips. It also advertised itself as a good place for kids to engage in fun fitness activities. The company would quickly expand, opening 39 more locations until being purchased in 1992 by wealthy Chicago businessman Donald Flynn. In less than 3 years, the chain would expand to 3340 locations.
Jesus Christ.
McDonald's had noticed the competition, and in 1991 had
it's
created
like
their
they
own
buy
chain
a
of
thing
indoor
and then
amusement
immediately
centers
blow
named
it
Leaps and
up.
Bounds.
I'm
McDonald's
sure
would not
that's
be able
why
to
it's
keep
not
up with
profitable
Discovery Zone
anymore, and
would
then
sell all 48
collapse.
Leaps and Bounds locations to the company in 1994. Around
Jesus.
this time, Blockbuster Video, who owned about 20% of Discovery Zone, would up its stake to 50.1%
and
there's
the fall.
The company in 1995.
There's the fall.
In hindsight, this was akin to Radio Shack investing in Toys R Us. What, too soon? The rapid expansion of Discovery Zone would prove unsustainable, and the company wouldn't make it to the 21st century. They filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in 1996, and would do the same in 1999, this time ceasing operations. Over 100 locations closed immediately.
I mean, at that point, it wouldn't be Chapter 11 anymore. It would be Chapter 7, wouldn't it? Because, like, Chapter 7 is when, like, you decide, fuck it, and just, like, liquidate everything to pay off your creditors and debts and stuff. So, yeah, that, like, because, like, if you didn't know, the difference between Chapter 11 and Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Chapter 11 is basically, like, you, like, closing shop and, like, reorganizing with the hope of being able to open things back up. Chapter 7 bankruptcy is just like everything is screwed and we have no choice but to just liquidate and close everything down for keeps and just pay off our debt and hope we get out with a profit. So the first they filed Chapter 11 and then they filed Chapter 7 a few years later.
This brought a flood of horror stories of children showing up to the center for their birthday party, only to be greeted by a note on the door informing them of the closure. Some of the franchised locations remained open, and 13 fun centers, along with the Discovery Zone name and logo, were purchased by the company's main competitor, a powerful rat named Charles Entertainment Cheese.
That's where this fucking comes from? A powerful rat. I'm a powerful rat. I have all kinds of powers. I'm a very powerful rat. Probably not as powerful as Mr. Charles Entertainment Cheese here, but I'm a very powerful rat.
Smile, America, say Chuck E. Cheese. Smile, America.
That is a terrifying Chuck E. Cheese. Like, god damn. Look at Chuck over here. Look at Charles Entertainment Cheese over here.
Founder Nolan Bushnell, Chuck E. Cheese's opened its first location in San Jose, California in 1977.
Started by Atari
Bushnell
founder.
Had always had a respect for the Walt Disney Company and their theme parks, and he wanted to create an elaborate entertainment experience of his own. He would combine video games, animatronics, and pizza into a restaurant called Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza Time Theater. Bushnell
a very
would
good
expand
combination.
This restaurant into a chain, and by 1984, the company had over
pizza,
250
gaming,
locations.
and mascot characters.
This same year, Pizza Time Theater would declare bankruptcy due to debts acquired through expansion, the declining interest in arcades, and in some cases, multiple restaurants that were located too close to each other, virtually splitting the potential profit of an area.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of companies fall into that same trapping.
Showbiz Pizza Place, which was started by a Chuck E. Cheese franchisee in 1980. Showbiz Pizza did not rebrand any of the Chuck E. Cheese restaurants, and the two chains would eventually be merged in 1990, with Showbiz Pizza Time Incorporated choosing to go all in on the Chuck E. Cheese brand, abandoning Showbiz Pizza's animatronic band, the Rockafire Explosion, in the process. Throughout all of the financial...
Okay, fun fact. God, I saw a really fucking funny video of involving the Rockafire Explosion a few weeks ago, like a few months ago actually. Fucking, I cannot remember what it was, but God, it was, I believe, the Rockafire Explosion. Like, somebody owns all the Rockafire Explosion animatronics now. And they just decided to rig up the animatronics for the Rockafire Explosion and somehow get them to just perform songs. Like, not normal. Like it's stupid the way I'm trying to word this, but like you don't know something funny until you watch the Rockafire Explosion Animal Band Club performing Usher's "Lovin' This Club," and it is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Issues and restructurings, there were still over 250 operating locations in 1992, with all of them being renamed to Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza before dropping the pizza from its title in 1995. On top of their arcades, animatronic shows, and pizza, Chuck E. Cheese's began investing more in indoor play places to compete with McDonald's and Discovery Zone.
Yeah, the one near me did that too.
The Walt Disney Company took note of the success of these companies. While they might have been late to the game, they expected to fit right in.
Of course, that is the Disney way.
Had been described as an indoor Disney World, and
that is the Disney way of doing things. Yeah.
Inspiration during its development. If Disney utilized the same concept, implementing their attention to detail and intellectual properties, they could dominate the new market.
But considering they're in a Defunctland video, I assume not.
Eisner appointed Art Levitt to the president of Disney Regional Entertainment. Levitt was the perfect person for the job, and it wasn't the first time that he and Eisner had done business. At 28, he was a salesman at a Los Angeles furniture store. One day, Michael Eisner himself walked in looking to purchase some items for Disney. The fact that the CEO of one of the world's largest corporations was concerned with something as small as furniture was a true testament to Eisner's micromanagement.
Yeah, that is
hit it off, and he was quickly named director.
That says a lot about Eisner.
And executive assistant to Eisner.
The fact that he got so
Disney,
down into the nitty-gritty that he never focused on the larger parts of his job.
Disney World's on-property resort and entertainment locations, including the Disney Village Marketplace and its Pleasure Island nightclub district. Levitt came up with the idea for an ESPN-themed restaurant to be placed on Pleasure Island. In 1993,
I mean, that's certainly an idea.
USA, a company that operated
an
multiple
ESPN
Hard Rock
sports
Cafe
bar.
locations. Just 2 years later, he would return to Disney, equipped with new expertise on location-based themed entertainment. After becoming the president of Disney Regional Entertainment, he would head the creation of 3 national chains for the Walt Disney Company. The first was their attempt at a children's indoor amusement center to be named Club Disney. Club Disney is a now little-known
We're
project
finally
of the
getting
Walt
the Club
Disney
Disney,
Company.
huh?
Disney intended to build the amusement centers in suburban malls throughout the country. The spaces were designed for weekend visits, school field trips, and birthday parties. It would also house family workshops, such as Poo Aerobics, which was described as a 10-week parent and child stretching and exercise program led by the beloved and befuddled Honey Bear. The complex has featured play places, educational
so you have a Winnie the Pooh aerobics class,
karaoke, and kid-friendly computer games in a lab called the Mouse Pad.
Oh,
The
that's
e-ticket
clever.
attraction of
That's
Club
fucking
Disney
clever.
was, of course, the play place. These varied from location to location, with some being themed to a specific franchise, such as The Lion King or Hercules, while others were not themed at all. The play places had varying names, such as the Jungle Climber, the Color-rageous Climber, and the Super-Calatoon-tastic Whatchamaclimate Time Toaster.
Excuse me? The Super Calatoon-tastic Whatchamacallit Time Toaster. Whatchamaclimate Time Toaster. I'm gonna try that again. The Super Calatoon-tastic Whatchamaclimate Time Toaster. Okay. That's a mouthful.
Other attractions were a room themed to Peter Pan where guests could see their shadow, a swing themed to Tarzan, an activities area called Herc's Gym, motion-detected musical instruments on the Aristocat Music Wall, which sounds very similar to an attraction that used to be in Epcot's ImageWorks, an
Ooh.
area for children under 3 called the Pooh and You Corner,
Aw.
a storybook time, and a variety of arcade games. At some locations, there was a Little Mermaid-themed area, where kids could, quote, peek through the portholes of a sunken pirate ship and find a treasure, or chat with a friend on a cellular telephone. There would also be periodic dance parties themed to
cellular
different
phone.
Disney properties. These included the Lion King Limbo, the Mickey Macarena, and the Roger Rabbit Bunny Hop. Some locations had a room called the Applaudville Theater, where guests could dress as Disney characters and participate in a fashion show. There were also educational activities called
like
Adventures and monthly activities, such as science demonstrations themed to Flubber. As
God
Chuck
damn.
E. Cheese and
Does
Discovery
anybody
Zone,
remember
a major focus of
Flubber?
Club Disney
Oh my
was its
God.
elaborate birthday parties, with children getting to
I
pick
certainly
from a few
don't.
options, such as Disney Princess Tea, Toy Story Search Party, Pooh-rific, Hercules Hero Hurrah, and 101 Dalmatians Bow Wow Bash.
Also, please don't sick the cats on me. Okay, do not sick Tom on me. That's the last thing I need. I don't need no cats trying to chase me right now. Not in my HQ. Also, yeah, Flubber certainly is the movie of all time. Certainly is. I haven't watched it in like 20 years.
Some locations had a magician performing tricks as Merlin, and the cake for the parties was catered by the Cheesecake Factory.
Of course it was
child
the
could only
Cheesecake
enter Club
Factory.
Disney with an adult, and both were given a special wristband with a barcode, so no child could leave with a different adult than the one they came with.
Well, that's
this was
handy.
to ease the minds of parents, to allow the kids to roam free within the complex, and to ensure that no parents treated Club Disney as a daycare center. The clubs also served a Mickey Mouse-shaped pizza.
That's good. That's
Admission was
certainly a good.
$8 for kids
That's certainly
and
good
$4
practice.
for adults,
Like
which would be
more
about
places
$12
should
and
carry out
$6
practices like that more
respectively when
often.
adjusted for inflation. There was also a large gift store called the Clubhouse Shop. One mother reacted to Club Disney's announcement by proclaiming, "Disney has invaded our lives, but I think the children enjoy all of it." The opening day of the first location, which was part of a new mall in Thousand Oaks, California, began with a ceremony featuring Michael Eisner, Mickey Mouse, and Goofy.
Wow,
The head
just
of attendance
snubbing
calculated at
Donald?
The Walt Disney Company estimated
Wow.
that over 10,000 visitors would show up on opening day. And surprise, he was a little off.
Canned
When Club
laughter,
Disney
of
opened its doors
course.
on February 21st, 1997, only 1,000 visitors showed, proving that no one had learned anything from Euro Disneyland's opening.
How do you mess up the calcs that bad? You're like, oh, we're expecting 10,000 people to show up, and then like a tenth of that show up. Like, if you're the guy that made the calculations, you've lost your job. You're losing your job after that. What in the hell, dog?
One sheriff was quoted saying, "We were expecting a lot more people. Maybe because Disney advertised that tens of thousands were going to be here, it scared people away." Of the
Maybe.
opening day crowd, 10 or so were protesters accusing Disney of paying Haitian workers 28 cents an hour to make Pocahontas-themed pajamas. The
They're
demonstrators
drawing
were probably also
evil-ass
disappointed that more
Mickey
people did not
Mouse.
show up. Still,
Oh,
parents
that's
and children
hilarious.
seemed to love the new complex, and 4 more would be built. Another in California, 2 in Arizona, and 1 in Colorado.
So
Disney
you built
representatives have
5
been enthusiastic
locations
with
in
the chain's
general,
success, claiming that
and
they were going to
then
open
you're like,
another 100 clubs,
fuck it,
quote, as
and you
fast
left,
as
and
we
you,
can
and you
build them.
stop.
While reviews were positive, Club Disney was not without its critics. One of the higher-end malls that Club Disney had moved into accused Disney of ignoring the complex's theming standards by implementing their cheesy design. Also, parents complained about the price of admission, especially the necessity for a separate adult ticket, as they were not participating in the club's activities and were required to be there. Club Disney also proved that
Yeah, that does make sense, that the pricing for adult tickets versus child tickets, like the fact that an adult is required to be there, and like the fact that adults are required to be there to begin with to, you know, to watch the kids so they just don't turn it into like a daycare. It certainly makes sense, but like to charge them more expensive tickets because of it, like that just sounds shitty.
Disney was best off not teaching anything ever, as the Adventures activities were the most highly criticized of the complex, with many accusing them of being a mere tactic to convince schools to sign off on field trips.
Yeah,
In the
probably.
end,
That
Disney
does make
did not
sense.
follow through with the plans for expansion.
Yeah, don't
but
let
not for
Disney
these
teach
small
ya.
complaints. The company was impatient with the investment, and less than 3 years after the opening of the first location, Disney decided to cancel the expansion and shut down the complexes.
That
Club
makes
Disney
sense
was
for
not the
90s
cash cow
Disney.
that the company had hoped for. And being the late 90s, Eisner was not in the mood to play the long game. The company was
That's
cutting costs
Eisner.
across the board, and Club Disney became another casualty of the financial issues. The chain was closed on November 1st, 1999, having never expanded past its original 5 locations.
God
This was
damn.
around
Like,
the same time that Discovery Zone ceased its operations. leading many to believe that indoor play centers were just a fad of the 90s. As Chuck E. Cheese's would prove, there is some longevity to the concept, so long as you innovate or evolve. As for Disney Regional Entertainment, Club Disney would
generally
be the
how it goes for all business.
Projects.
Like, that's generally how it goes for all business. You got to keep up with the times. You got to evolve. You got to adapt. I know that, you know, relatively recently, Chuck E. Cheese filed for bankruptcy, but that was because a place like an indoor play place just wasn't feasible in the middle of a global pandemic. So, you know, they kind of had no choice in that matter. But
another regional chain Levitt would create was based off his original idea for an ESPN-themed restaurant, now possible thanks to Disney's 1996 acquisition of ABC.
It's your mother. Hi.
Hi. How are you guys holding up without me?
Oh, we're okay. We were just watching a little TV.
Have the kids driven you nuts yet?
We've been keeping ourselves entertained.
Jess said she'd help you with the dishes tonight.
Well, the kitchen is spotless and dinner was great. Wow.
Real talk, I love a woman in a suit. I love women in suits. It just activates something in me.
You should reward yourselves. Take them somewhere fun. That will have a huge impact on the league.
The complexes were part bar, part restaurant, part arcade, part gift shop, and part broadcast studio. It was such a hit among sports fans that there were apparently points where guests would have to be dragged out for staying an excessive amount of time. The ESPN Zone would also put on the ultimate couch potato competition, a sitting competition that challenged participants to watch TV without falling asleep or getting up, only allowing a bathroom break every 8 hours.
That sounds like torture.
The winner watched TV for 3 straight days. ESPN.
3 straight days. God damn, America. Only in the United States of America can you get a trophy for sitting on your ass watching television for 3 days. God, I don't know. Ace, if that was Mr. Beast or not. But, because Mr. Beast seems more extreme than that, but it seems like something he'd do in his early days. Also, welcome to the chat, Ace was stolen.
Endzone would debut in Baltimore on July 11th, 1998. The brand would grow to a total of 9 locations, many of which would close in the mid to late 2000s.
Of course they would.
Due to the recession.
Yeah.
And the only remaining location, at Downtown Disney in Anaheim, closed June 2nd, 2018 to make room for the Disneyland Resort's new hotel.
Damn.
In between Club Disney and ESPN Zone would be Disney Regional Entertainment's most ambitious project. It was the main reason that the subsidiary had been created. It was the Imagineers' most puzzling concoction. It was Disney Quest.
What's that? Also, thank you for the follow. Oh, Ace was stolen. Welcome to the HQ. So that was Club Disney, their frail attempt at opening their own Chuck E. Cheese, and they only got into 5 locations. Eisner decided to pull the plug, and they killed it. As typical of good old Michael Eisner, of course. The 90s were just so wrought with just Michael Eisnerisms that just plagued the company, like all over the place. And it's not surprising that so many of them were flops, because he was a very impatient businessman who liked to rush big things and expected big success afterwards. So the fact that this and many other projects of Eisner's flopped does not shock me in the slightest. Let me know what you thought about that in the comments down below, of course. Have you ever been to a Club Disney? Let me know in the comments. What was it like? I want to hear some personal stories. Tell me your personal stories about Club Disney down in the comments below. And of course, do not forget to hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and ding that bell so you know when I upload, and it helps me out in the algorithm. And as always, I will see you next time at the HQ. Bye-bye.